It's been a journey. I just didn't want to leave my gas station here. If I leave it on the property, it's going to get demoed and tore down. Let's go. I got my boys in front of me, my boys behind us. Let's get on the freeway and see if we can get up to speed. We're here. Let's just put the fence back up and get the out of here. Okay, well, I don't know where to really begin on the old gas station because it's been quite a trip to get it out here. We did a little midnight run in the middle of the night, got this gas station hauled from the front of my house in Vegas out here. It was worse thinking about it than actually doing it, to be honest with you. I think I went through and I measured every power line from here to my house, which is about 20 miles from here. The bridges, which we barely made. I mean, the bridge gave us, I think at the very end, going through 4 inches at the one end. But once we got on the 15 and we started driving this thing out here, it was no problem. I brought it in and I just thought, you know what, I can't get rid of this. The reason why is because a lot of the wood that this building's made out of is a lot of the wood from the Hoover Dam. This wood, these big timbers that you see, were a lot of the shore wood they used for the concrete, and to actually reclaim it and bring it back to life is pretty cool to think that it went from Hoover Dam all the way out to here, which ironically enough, if you watch the YouTube video of the miner statues that I brought out here, those came from right over there also. I had my boys come out and help me and a couple of my friends to get the concrete down, did the footing for the sign, and I wanted to make sure that these old vintage visible gas pumps were here because these visible pumps are really iconic and classic for the 1920s. This is how you got your gas back then. You know, we get out now, like, you know, I go on my little my rants, I'm gonna go on one right now about how we live today. We get out of our car with the air running, we swipe our little card in the machine, put our thing in, pull the trigger, get back in the car and wait till it gets full while you're on your phone with your friend or your boyfriend or whoever you're talking to. And when it clicks, you get out, you put it on there and you drive away, right? Well, in the 1920s, if you wanted gas, you'd come in here. There's a perfect example. Here's a Model T truck from the 20s right here. This is all period correct. This is a period correct gas pump for this vehicle right here. And the way they did it is they had the gas filler was here, right here in the middle, in the front by the windshield. This is locked right here, but there was pumps under the ground, and you would pump this. And you'd stare at the gas up there at the pump, and it would pump gas up in here, and then you had all these little indicators that told you how many gallons you had in here, okay? So if you pulled up and you said, hey, I just need 5 gallons, you know, you'd stand back here, you'd pump this thing until you got up to the 5-gallon mark, because a lot of these cars didn't take over 5 gallons of gas. And then it's gravity fed. So with a hose on here, you would just take it over here and fill up your gas. I wanted to get the realistic look of what a gas station would look like in the 30s right here in town. I mean, there's definitely going to be some broke down cars. I mean, of course, I've decorated a little bit different, but you know, we want them to know, hey, we got some tires here, we got gas, you know, we got some batteries, we got things that you need here at the gas station. So if you pull in here in your Model T or your Model A, we probably have what you need. Eventually, I got to get inside. I'm not done doing the interior. I need to fix the inside of it and probably turn it into a little bit of a museum so you can come in and see some of the old stuff and walk around and just check it out, do pictures, photo ops, whatever. This little corner right here is actually a really attractive corner. I like people to be able to drive through Goodsprings and see the historical buildings that are still up and standing. A lot of them need work, and this whole property needed a lot of work, so that's why I'm here to try to restore it. But the amount of work that went into it was a lot, but it was a lot of stuff that I already had that was there, and I just brought it. I did add a couple of things to this gas station that I thought were important to the town, which were the old miner carts that came from here These were on the property when I got it, was these old miner carts right here. And the amount of work that went into these miner carts was insane to fabricate and build these back when everything was riveted. They didn't have welders. Everything they did was with a torch and a forge, and they riveted everything together. So I really wanted to bring that in. This gas station, I want it to be a part of the town. I'm gonna have the general store put back up from the 1920s also, that was here on the property, which will be my WelderUp store, where we can put our swag and you can come in and see the stuff. And when I was cleaning this property up, I found a ton of the historical pieces that go to the town, and that will be in the store that you guys can come in and walk around and look at. So I'll have a bunch of those antiques and things here. So I do have a collection of old motorcycles. I wanted to put a statement out here on the road. So I hung this old motorcycle up there because the bar that's here in town at the Pioneer Saloon is, I wouldn't say a biker bar, but there's a lot of bikers that come out to the bar. It was a biker bar for sure in the 70s. It was owned by the Hells Angels back in the old days, from what I understand. And this was a kind of a biker's hideout. With these old motorcycles, that's the time I'm trying to bring back too. But I thought the motorcycle, definitely for all the bikers that come through town, they'll think it's kind of cool to pull their motorcycle up here, take a picture, and kind of feel that for a minute. I also brought in my my old Ford fuel truck that we did an episode on Vegas rat rods, and I brought it out because it represents the time, you know. That truck's a 1935 or 36 Ford. I just love the 30s. I think it's so awesome. The Industrial Revolution and the 1930s were so cool. So that's what this is kind of representing, is that time of hard work. And 13 years ago, I never dreamed that I'd be driving this thing down the Interstate 15 and dropping it off here in Goodsprings, where historically there was a gas station right here. Anyway, it's been fun. Hopefully you like this video.